What's up, everybody, and welcome to iOS 3 Raw TV. Today we're going to do a little Q&A. So what I do is take the comments, some of the comments off here that are asking questions, and then I'll comment back to you guys. So basically be answering and interacting with you guys off of the Q&As. So the first one is from Pipo M9 user. Pipo or Pipo. It says, why not make supplement review videos? Excuse me. You've been around for some years, he's not saying I'm old, but he says I'm a no BS kind of guy. I actually have supplement reviews up. I have a couple on this channel, the iOS 3 Training channel, and if you go to Baby Tatten at Yahoo channel, it's just Baby Tatten, BABYTATTEN, which is my girlfriend Carrie's channel. I was putting them up on her channel because they were linking to her blogs, which was Figure Girl World. So we actually have a bunch of supplement reviews that are on there already, and they're kind of older ones, and as new stuff comes out, like I did one for the Arnold that's on here for this year, and as we get new stuff, I usually do some kind of review on it. So, check out the Baby Tatten channel, because they're on there. So, they've been there for a while, but this one's from Logan Biotica. He said, what's my thought on Dymatize? Is it good or is it not? Well, I haven't used Dymatize, I'll be honest with you. I've tried a few of the samples, not the best tasting stuff around. Didn't upset my stomach, didn't give me gas, but I haven't used it long enough. I mean, just a couple samples is not really using the product or trying it, so I couldn't really comment on it, but Lobliner did a test, a protein analysis on it, and it turned out to be legit. So my advice to you would be to try it, and if it works well for you and you're getting results on it, your body can obviously use it and digest it, so keep using it. Toe FL 101, sounds like Toe Florida 101. What do I think about Isopure? Now, Isopure I did use for a little bit. Let's see, back in maybe 2005 and 6, it was very expensive, which it hits you in the pocket big time. And they had the new premixed one, so they come in a bottle about this big of premixed Isopure, which is supposed to be the same exact formula that they have in the can. But if you've ever tried the can and the other one, the premixed formula, they taste like two totally different things, different consistencies, different looks. So if they're the same, how are they so different? That's the thing that kind of makes me stop and go, this doesn't really make much sense. It's like the old Myoplex. If you got the packet and mixed up the Myoplex and you had the pre-made ones, there was skim milk in the pre-made ones. There was still something in there that was not in the packets. It was a different formula. But they're advertising that it's the same thing. But, I mean, I've never heard anything bad about it. The only thing I've heard is it doesn't taste that good, which I would agree with. So, but as far as quality-wise, maybe they just don't put the sweetener in it. Maybe they don't put the right type of sweetener in it. Maybe the type of sweetener would be too expensive to cover the taste, but then again, they charge an arm and a leg for it. So, and I know what protein isolate costs, whey protein isolate costs, so they could sell it cheaper, but they're getting prime dollar because they were one of the first ones to put out just the isolate, not a concentrate mix. Now, the next guy here, I think it's a guy, is RRRRRTTT1. Now, he's got a couple of comments. And of course, as soon as I see the tone on this guy, I should know right away. Troll. Okay, so his first one is, Gaspari is shit. Customers tested the proteins themselves and found out that the amounts that they claim of protein were way off. Now, I'm not sure what he's talking about because I've heard of just about every product out there at some point being tested by someone and it didn't come out right. But the bottom line is, whatever it tested on, I've used it. My people have used it. My people still continue to use it in some places that can't get big batch formula. And it works. So I don't give a shit what some kind of analysis says. If you're going to go by all the advertising and hype and all these tests, then you should buy MuscleTech because those tests say they're the best. And they've done clinical tests and they've done all this testing and all the lab coats and the doctors say MuscleTech can increase muscle by 500% in 2 weeks. So that means that should be telling the truth, right? So who's right, who's wrong, who's telling the truth, who's not? My advice is to use it and not go, well, they said this about it and they did a study and they did a test and they did... No, use the product. If it works for you and you like it, use it. Who gives a shit what some kind of analysis says? It's like me telling you, eat steak, and you eat it and it works. But you're like, but it comes from a cow, and I don't think cows are the best source. So what? Did it work? Who gives a shit where it came from? It works. Use it. He also, this RRRTTT1 guy, put up something about the armies that we were talking about. The POG army, the Muscle Twin army. So either you're blowing this out of proportions or you're taking internet trolls and YouTube way too seriously. Armies, like he's joking, making fun of the armies. I didn't call them this. I didn't make up armies. They came to the pages calling themselves armies. The iOS 3 Battalion named themselves. I didn't name them. And if you want to bust balls, I'm sure there's a lot more of these guys that are in these armies and battalions than there is you, because you're the only one busting balls about it. So if I were you, RRRRTTT1, I would just shut up and stop making comments about stuff like you know a lot about stuff, because I went to your page, I looked at it, of course there's nothing there, no videos, no nothing, just a bunch of comments on other people's stuff being mean to people and busting balls. So at that point you gotta just say, you know what, we're not dealing with RRTTTTTBBBBCCCC, whatever. Next one comment comes from Oh My God Need. And he says, the run with the big dogs phrase makes me cringe every time. In my opinion, you should get rid of it before it sticks as your catchphrase. I would wait it out until you come up with a better signature if I were you. Not hating, just saying that I don't like it very much. If you do, by all means, keep it. Okay, first of all, out of like 4,000 people, you get like 500 likes and no dislikes. You get this one guy, oh, don't do the piss like a puppy thing. So I said, okay, you know what? Why would this offend this guy? And why would everybody else like it so much? I don't know. So, it is not going to catch with everybody, and that's okay. But the bottom line is, when I said it, I wasn't thinking, okay, this is going to be a catchphrase, but it's stuck already. I like it. People want it on t-shirts. People are responding to it. And more importantly, I like it. So I'm going to keep it. So sorry, Oh My God Need, but that's going to stay. The last one I'm going to go a little bit, let me shut this thing off over here. Go a little bit longer for a couple minutes on, is Daburaka Saz wants to know what I think about Zyzz, A Zyzz. Z-Y-Z-Z. Aziz, I think, was the kid's name. Now, I think that at the time when Aziz came out, he was very much needed. I think that there has been a phrase coined, aesthetics, that has lost its meaning since he came around. My personal opinion in Aziz, he was a tall guy, fairly muscular. He used steroids in pretty good amounts and didn't have a lot of physique to show for it with those amounts. He also used party and rec drugs like cocaine, and he used clenbuterol stacked with cocaine. He freely admitted it. He would just tell everybody he was doing it. He would say it on the camera. I do not think Aziz had a great physique. That's just my opinion. He was tall with long arms. He didn't have thick, wide lats. He didn't have legs. Aesthetics means that everything flows. And to me, Aziz's body didn't flow. Now, I'm not trying to bust balls or make fun of the guy. He had a good-looking model-like physique. But that's not aesthetics. When you think of aesthetics, I think of Lila Brada, Francis Benfato, Sean Ray, guys like that were aesthetically pleasing, that had muscle mass built to them. Even the guys that are competing in physique nowadays, who are more toned down than bodybuilders, are a lot bigger than this guy Aziz. And aesthetics meaning that everything flows like that with the symmetry and stuff. His arms could have been bigger, his shoulders could have been bigger, his chest absolutely could have been thicker. He had a very flat chest. But what he stood for was not really the bodybuilding thing. He didn't come into the scene to be a bodybuilder. He didn't come here to be a competitor. He came in here because he didn't want to be really skinny anymore. So he transformed his physique into something that he was proud of, that wasn't skinny, by no means was big, wasn't aesthetic, and coined this new aesthetic thing from a whole bunch of new people. Now, the kids that follow him go, well, that's aesthetics. Go look at pictures of Lila Brada, Francis Benefato, Bob Paris. These guys had aesthetics on a muscular frame that was for bodybuilding. So Aziz is more of I'd say he'd be an icon in the world of younger guys who don't want to be skinny. They don't necessarily want to be jacked up like bodybuilders, but they don't want to be skinny. So he kind of broke ground in a new area that gave people hope that I can look like this and not be too swolled up. You're not going to look like the swole monkey. But at the same time, steroids were definitely not needed to get the physique that he had. I feel he definitely used them as a shortcut because he partied so much. He partied his ass off, and it eventually wound up killing him. He died at an early age. So the guys that follow the Zyzz method, guys, he was 20-something years old, and he died living the lifestyle he did. And some people say he died from a sauna. Well, I've been in a sauna before for 45 minutes to an hour too, and it didn't kill me. The bottom line, he was putting a lot of stuff into his body, a lot of things that he shouldn't have, and combining things because he wanted to live that crazy, far-out lifestyle, and eventually it killed him. So think about it. You want the type of physique? Work for it. Don't hop on trend like he was talking about. Don't hop on these different things like clenbuterol. Don't do cocaine to get lean. And don't do these things if you really want the physique. Build it from scratch, because you can build that physique naturally. Hands down, you can do it naturally. That's it tonight for the Q&A. So I'll talk to you guys soon. We're going to be leaving tomorrow for the South Carolina Junior USAs. So hopefully we see some of you guys up there. BioStreetTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, and we're out.